Greetings everyone, Joseph James here from theschooloftrade.com. Today was February 11th, 2010. Here's your live trading recap. Had a great day in the room today, guys. Today was one of those days that really made you appreciate being a trader. I'll tell you that much. We'll talk more about that in a second. Before we get started, guys, there's 3 important links on our YouTube page. If you're watching our video on the YouTube page, guys, in the description of the video, there's 3 important links. Make sure you guys check those links out. And of course, let's see here, 2, 4, 6 total trades today, guys. 14,000 USD. In the year of 2010 so far, $4,800 in the month of February. And as you can see, guys, 72 ticks, $745 here to finish up the week. We'll be closed tomorrow and Monday for the holiday, guys. We'll talk more about that towards the end of the video today, guys. But as you can see here, finishing up the week strong, guys. Almost $1,700 in our pocket in a very challenging week here. What's the most important thing that happened today? I think what we learned today was that bad days are going to happen. We may even have bad weeks. Well, guys, we all go through bad days. Stay focused on our job as a trader. Right now, what's my job as a trader? High percentage trade patterns. Remove the emotions, right? I don't want to be trading with emotion. And of course, stick to those rules. And we wait patiently for the high percentage patterns. If the market is giving us a challenging environment, we can't change the market. Bad days will come. But the good times, right, they'll never go away as long as we follow our rules, we stick to our game plan. It'll only be a matter of time, guys, before the good times start rolling again. So don't get frustrated. We had a very challenging day yesterday, challenging day on Monday. Those times, of course, are going to happen. We pay attention to staying focused to make it through those times. And guys, today was a great example of that. We got right back to business here today, guys. 6 total trades in the day. First trade today was on Euro, our short-term trend being up. Now, as you guys can see here, we have short-term trend is down here. Short-term trend down. You can see my slope, my trigger line there pointed down. We're going to, of course, now worry about the low of day here, right? Get the low of day there. So that's our dark blue line there. Now, with that dotted blue line, the low of day, we want to see green pace of a tape. I want to see lots of large sellers, right? If I'm going to be shorting that low of day like that. So, of course, we have the short-term trend is down here. That's pretty easy to see. We break below this red line here, guys. You see just below that 3,700. We make our way down. We mark up our little swing low here. We break below that swing low. And there, of course, 843 is your first order on the Euro. Filled at 36.90. We get a +4, +1, which is 10 total ticks. So we have a first target of +4. Then our stop gets moved from 6 ticks back down to the entry -1 to lock out all the risk. Get that 1 tick of profit. As you can see, guys, we got that right there. So filled short at 36.90 at 843 on the Euro, +4, +1. 2 off at 4, 2 off at 1. That totals 10 ticks or 100 USD. Next up was on gold. Back-to-back winners on gold. You guys can see, guys, it's a pretty good day today. 853 here now. We have the short-term trend being up. So, of course, it's a breaker pattern long here. Short-term trend being up. We know we, of course, are looking at overhead resistance, right? This red line here, overhead resistance there. 1083 half, 1083.7. We break above that resistance, and there's your swing high. We break above that swing high, and there you go. 853. On the gold, a breaker pattern long. 84 even was the fill. We, of course, now this guy's got a little bit bigger win here. +4, +8, +4. That's 20 ticks or 200 USD. So 2 off at 4, 1 off at 8, and then 1 off at +4. Total them up, guys. There's 20 ticks on the second trade of the day, second winner. So the first winner was a +4 scratch, only 10 ticks. This one, as you can see, kind of jumped up a little bit higher there, went up a little bit more, gives us a little more room before it came crashing back down against us, but we were still able to get 20 ticks out of it before we got too far away from our entry. Next up on gold, continuing here with gold. We've got 911 now, right? So we went, of course, we're still here before the pre-market, still before the U.S. Open. 911 here on gold. We've got short-term trend down. You can tell my short-term trend is down by looking at my slope, my trigger line here. We have a level support here, 78 even. Now, when this support is broken, we then, of course, mark up our swing low right there, break below that swing low, and there's your entry for your breaker pattern short. Now, guys, notice this candlestick here, right? Let me zoom in on this real quick. This candlestick right there, okay? What happened was we got in on that candle at 911, of course, going short. 77.3 was the fill. Now, we got our first profit target of +4 filled, but what happened was we got it filled so quickly that by the time it had bounced back up against us, the stop hadn't come down fast enough, and we got clipped there for -5. So, of course, we took 8 ticks off the first target and a mixed total of 5 ticks there for the loss. Had kind of an uneven fill there when it got bounced back out. So +4 -5 is going to be +3, guys, or of course 30 USD. So 3 ticks or 30 USD. A breaker pattern short, as you guys can see, what happened was it moved so quickly down, filled our first target, but before that stop could move down to lock out all that risk, it bounced right back up against us in this kind of mayhem here, this mess of very choppy sideways action here. It bounces out above our point of entry. We really like to avoid getting bounced out of a trade above our short entry because obviously, guys, we never want to let a winner turned into a loser. So a good example there, guys. Got to be on our toes. A little bit of a bad bounce there, but we were still up by about 30 ticks at that point, so we weren't too concerned. Next up here on crude, about a half an hour later. Now, of course, we're after the 9:30 open, so we're looking for, of course, high percentage patterns. Once again, we saw lots of great moves this morning. We had, in this case, guys, you can see short-term trend is down. Right, slope my trigger line pointing down. We have this level of support here, this red line, level of support. We break below that red line. There's your swing low there. And once I break below that swing low, right, watch out. We got entered here at 943 on the crude, a breaker pattern short. So going with the trend, 46 was the fill. And we got our +4, +1 for 10 ticks on the total. So you can see, guys, on this trade, what happened was we got our first target filled, and then you can see it kind of bounce back up. So these two candlesticks right there got us in, got us our +4, then came up and bounced us out right there before it then took off the downside. One of the downsides, obviously, of tightening up your stop is that sometimes you're going to miss out on moves like this. We were able to grab our 10 ticks, of course, but remember, this is done to prevent this thing from turning around and reversing back up against us. I'm trying to avoid letting a winner curl back against us and cost us money like the last trade did. So that's why we tightened up our stop so much. And you'll see, guys, that really made a big difference for us here in the room today. We made $100, our 10 ticks there, guys, 943 on a breaker pattern short on crude. And we got two more here, guys, got two more. Next up on crude, we, of course, have a two-step pattern long. Now, whenever we look at the two steps, guys, we're always seeing two steps around the low of day or the high of day. So when we come down, guys, short-term trend is down. My slow buy trigger line pointed down. We bounce off this low of day, and we're looking for a reversal here, right back to the upside. So, of course, at 10:04 here on the crude, we see, of course, all the support here come in. 74.10 at my low of day. We then, of course, are looking for a breaker pattern short, right? We'd love to go with the short-term trend down here, but we may not see it set up. We didn't here either. We mark up our swing high. Once we break above that swing high, again, make sure we get above the trigger line here, right? That's the big key here. Very important that when we take a two-step pattern, guys, the slope of the trigger line is not so important. But I want to make sure when I take my trade above this swing high here, right, I got to get above that trigger line, right? That trigger line right there. So get above that trigger line there. 15 was the fill, 74.15. Nice big winner here, guys, as it jumped back off this low of day, right? The higher percentage trade, guys, will be counter trend, bouncing off this low of day. So we got a +4. 2 off at 4, we took 1 off at 8, and then trailed our stop. One more tick to lock in more profit. 17 ticks, guys, or 170 USD on this counter trend trade. So we bounced off the low of day, reverse direction, and we're back to the upside here for our fifth trade of the day, guys. Another winner. Let's keep moving. Last trade of the morning, guys, here on crude. Another trade, guys, bouncing off this low of day here. We saw this 2 times now, back to back. Short-term trend was down, right? Short-term trend was down. We then, of course, bounce off this low of day, right? Got lots of support here at this low of day, around that 74.05 level. We also had the big round number of 74 even back there as well. We, of course, bounce off. We make up our swing high. We break above that swing high. 10.45 on crude, guys. A two-step pattern long, filled to 22s. +4 +2 is 12 ticks or 120 USD. So, of course, we looked for a breaker pattern short here. Didn't see the breaker short, right? We would have loved to have continued the downside with the trend, but we didn't see the trend continue. We saw a break above the swing high, which is for our two-step pattern long. And of course, guys, we put +4. Move our stop up to entry +1. Got a lucky bounce there at +2. So, of course, 2 off at 4, 2 off at 2. That totals 12 ticks or 120 USD. Total them all up, guys. That's 74 ticks today on 6 trades. Just above 10 ticks per trade, guys. So not too bad, not too good, but obviously pretty good day here in the market. Now let's prep for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, guys. Friday, February 25th. We are going to be closed tomorrow and Monday. This is a long weekend, guys. We have Valentine's Day and President's Day. President's Day on Monday. So Monday is closed. I'm going to take Friday off as well. Got a trip planned for Mexico. If you guys are going to be in Cabo, make sure you guys look us up. We'll be down there. Spend a lot of time down there. I don't like to close the room on Fridays, but at the same time, very challenging week, kind of surprise party. But we'll be closed on Friday, coming back on Tuesday. So we'll open up on Tuesday at 7:45 a.m. And guys, tomorrow though, 8:30 retail sales, and then we've got 9:55 consumer sentiment, and then 10 o'clock, 10:30, and 11 o'clock are all postponed from later on in the week. Okay, so on Wednesday we had the crude oil, that's on Friday. 10:30 and 10 o'clock, we had Thursday news today that was also postponed due to that big snowstorm. So the big snowstorm postponed those news events from Wednesday and Thursday. They're doing them on Friday, and that's what we expect for tomorrow. But remember, guys, we are closed on Friday, and then, of course, Monday is a holiday, so we'll see you guys back here on Tuesday morning at 7:45. Had a great week this week with you guys. Hope you guys learned a lot with us. We do webinars next Tuesday, so make sure you guys come out and join us, guys, for a special tape reading webinar and one contract trading next Tuesday and Thursday. The beginner's course is always recommended for all free trial guests. If you got any questions, guys, don't be afraid to ask. sales@schooloftrade.com. We have a 3-week trial, lifetime membership. My name is Joseph James. Hope the video helps. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. Bye-bye for now.